For God was in Christ and reconciled, past tense, the cosmos, which is the Greek word for the entire created order, to himself, not counting their sins against them. For God was in Christ and reconciled the cosmos. Ontology or way of being? Ontology. Now be reconciled to him. Ontology or existential experience? Experience, yeah. So you can see that when you're going through a passage, it's like, oh my gosh, this is speaking about ontology. And that really helps. So I was thinking about this question too, and I wrote it down. If you had a sin nature, where did it come from? Does God create a sin nature? No. The issue of eternal conscious torment. Because as you're listening to me, you'll hear that I believe in hell. I do. I believe in hell that is the fiery fury of God's love. So, excuse me for a second. Hell to me and heaven are not about destinations. They are about relationships to love. If you want to deal with your stuff, your brokenness, your hurt, your blindness, your self-centeredness, all the ways of being that are contrary to your nature, if you want to deal with it, the presence of that fiery fury will be heaven to you. If you don't, the presence of that love that you cannot escape will be hell to you. This is why someone has said that religious people believe in hell, but spiritual people have been there. Right? And dealing with the separation of your way of being that is false. Your some people call it the false self or the shadow side or all that kind of stuff. It's not actually a self, but it is the personification of all the lies that have ingrained themselves into the ways that you think. And as a result, as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. Ontology or existential experience. As a person thinks in their heart, so are they. If you think that you're a goose, do you suddenly become a goose ontologically? No, right? So, but I know people who think they're cats. I don't know if you've seen any of these folks. There's not very many of them, but they poop in a litter box. They eat cat food. They are going through operations to change the way that they look. And that's what they're doing. They're changing the way, but does it affect their ontology? No, right? So, but it's that powerful. You will, the way of your being will match the truth as you know it about yourself. So you will, if as a person thinks in their heart, so are they, even if what they believe is a lie. So the extrication of the lies from our mind and soul and heart, that is a arduous work, and it's painful, right? Hell is painful. Hell is the separation of sin from the saint. Remember, how do all the epistles start? To the saints in the community of whatever, Corinth or whatever, to the saints at Ephesus, to the saints, right? It's not, well, to those of you who are really doing well at behaving properly so that you don't give God a bad name, so that, it's not like that. It's like, no, it's a speaking to the ontology. This is the truth of who you are. Sinners is not ontology, right? So the issue of hell becomes, in my world growing up, we had a much greater sense of the presence of hell and a relationship to hell than we ever did to Jesus. It was the fear of hell that motivated our behavior And this is why we ended up being able to send unborn babies and little kids and all that to eternal conscious torment, because we believed they had a sin nature. We believed their ontology. And even though you look at your child, it's like, there is no way, right?